That worked. Well, good morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Well, everyone doing well? Good. Nice to see all your shining faces. It's rather warm outside, in case you weren't aware of that, so hopefully we got the air conditioning running. This is my phone on active, and this is my phone turned off. That was what I'd suggest you all do. Please turn your phones off so we don't have them going off in the middle of the service.
Airplane mode is kind of good.
Airplane mode's always great.
We'll be traveling anyways.
We're going to do a rousing version of Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed. The lyrics are in your program. Feel free to stand if you can. This is Andres, that's Karen. We have Pat Webster and Maria doing the service today. And here we go. Spirit-led, Spirit-fed, everywhere and always I am Spirit-led, I am Spirit-led, Spirit-fed, everywhere and always I
mother's wandering child. Love cannot be added to me. I am made complete in the divine. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. There's magic in every day, like a beautiful song. And as we're choosing our way, there's a voice inside to guide us along. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led. We are spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are spirit-led.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're so glad to see you all here, and welcome to you guys online. If you will introduce yourself on the chat, Debbie will get back with a welcome to you, and we are so glad to be here for this wonderful service. And now, as Maria lights the Divine Light candle, for those of you who are new, a lot of the order of service is on this buff sheet in the chair back, and we're going to say the invocation and opening prayer as Maria lights the candle, reminding us all that the lighting of this is a reminder of the divine in us. In unity, we believe that we're all made in the image of God and that we have the spark of the divine in us. So let's say that invocation and opening prayer now. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the good omnipotence. So it is.
I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
I invite you to take just a couple of deep breaths, exhaling just a little longer than you inhale for. And as you settle into your breath, settle into your chair, perhaps there's just a glimpse of that quiet place. And perhaps not. Perhaps getting here this morning, the world, your life, our lives are still top of mind, and so just another breath. And in we go. I'm going to start our meditation this morning by reading a quote that is in our Abundance Project book. of the month that we're studying this month. We are dreaming we're separate from God, from Source. This creates all our suffering. Can we remove this blind spot to realize our oneness again? I invite you, in your mind's eye, in your imagination, to pick up in your hands a pair of virtual reality goggles. Place them over your eyes. Take a breath. And there is just one little piece of your life, one situation that's causing struggle, suffering. Perhaps it's our health. Perhaps it's career. Perhaps it's relationship. Perhaps it's the world at large. Just choose one. And as you think about this through these virtual reality goggles, how does it feel? What if this virtual reality is the dream? What if we were to take off these goggles and the truth is just on the other side? I invite you to physically, in your mind's eye, take the goggles off. Put them down. Our awakened abundance truth tells us we are one with all good. We can't add or lose anything. Our perception is our human perception. Our truth is that we are love. We are oneness. We are kindness. We are joy. We are forgiveness. We are wholeness, immense wholeness. It's right there. And it doesn't mean we disregard what's going on in our physical bodies, of course. This is our journey. We're divine beings in a human experience. Divine beings. What do I know is true about this situation, this virtual reality situation, from my divine self? And I invite you as we go into the silence to just find a word, find an essence, find a quality. How does that feel? What does wholeness feel like? What does prosperity feel like? What does flow feel like? What does abundance feel like? And our first step to stepping into our abundant life is to practice envisioning and feeling what this feels like. And so we'll go into the silence, and I invite you to play in this realm of possibility. And into this space of possibility, of oneness, I'm holding now our prayer box that sits in our lobby that has prayer requests in it from a variety of people with a variety of concerns, worries, all the same stuff, all the stuff that plagues our human existence. Money, relationship, illness, worry for loved ones, worry for the world. And I invite you to, just in your mind's eye, and if you feel called to extend your hands at this time towards the prayer box, holding these prayer requests in a different possibility, knowing that when we take off these virtual reality goggles and step into the real world of spirit, all is well. And so if there's anyone now in your life, any situation, any places in the world, circumstances or events in the world that are troubling your heart, and if you feel called to say these out loud or in your mind's eye, you can do so now. Knowing that this is a powerful energy. And so I invite us to take one collective breath in just a moment. 1, 2, 3, we exhale. And when you're ready, wiggling fingers and toes, gently opening your eyes if they've been closed. Hand over my heart. Thank you. And so it is. Oh, could I invite you, on the back of the sheet, you will find, on the front of the sheet, thank you, we will find our vision and mission. And if you'd like to say these heartfelt words with me, our vision, we envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission, we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. And bright matter this morning. Welcome, guys.
Good morning again. So, we are going to ask a question, then we're going to provide some information, and then we're going to have the answer. It's all three songs will flow seamlessly with that goal in mind, with Pat Webster helping to give us the solutions in the middle of it all.
To all things.
Yeah. And just a little bit, this is music from the 60s, so there you go. That's just so you know.
I mean, that's where the question started, isn't it? Come down off your throne and leave your body alone. Somebody must change. You are the reason I've been waiting so long. Somebody holds the key. Well, I'm near the end, just ain't got time, and I'm lost and I can't find my way home. Come down on your own and leave your body alone. Somebody must change. Well, you are the reason I've been waiting all these years. Somebody holds the key. And I'm near the end, I just ain't got the time. Well, I'm lost and I can't find my way home. Come down off your throne and leave your body alone. Somebody must change. Well, you are the reason I've been waiting all these years. Well, somebody holds the key. Well, I'm near the end, I just ain't got the time. And I'm lost and I can't find my way home. Well, I can't find my way home. Well, I can't find my way home. Oh, well, I can't find my way home.
I'm Pat Webster. For those of you who are newcomers, I'm on our future ministers team here. I'm a third-year student. What? It's too far up? Can you hear me okay? Okay. I'm a third-year student in the Unity Urban Ministerial School. And, and Reverend Victoria, our minister, is on vacation, a much-needed vacation. And I give the message once every 3 months, and so it's my message time. So the topic today is how can we heal our blind spots of our abundance? And so there's 5 blind spots, and Maria talked about one of them in her meditation. That first blind spot is that we're separate from our good, our God, our divine, and that we must get it or achieve it or attract it. We must attract their prosperity and their abundance. Or there's a big God out there that if we beseech, maybe they'll hear us. Symptoms of this are we compare ourselves to others for better and for worse. Why for worse? Because the job of the ego is to keep us separate from God and separate from each other. And so you get it, how you say, oh yeah, my problems are bigger than your problems. That's ego separating us. And another symptom is relentless seeking of success strategies. Know anything about that? What's the fix? Well, to remember what Maria reminded us of, that we are one with God, that there's no need to add anything because it's a source of infinite abundance, and we can't lose it because it's inside us, because in unity we believe we're made in the image and we have a divine part in us. Last Monday, I was driving home. It was a 4-hour trip. I'd been to see my nephew and his family, and I stopped midway at a mini mart. and all of a sudden this blaring thing comes on. Wah, wah, wah. They were saying there was a tornado warning. It was really scary. I got in my car with my beloved dog in the back seat, and I started to get scared and feel all alone, and how am I going to get us home safely? And all of a sudden I went, wait, I'm the protection of God. I'm the protection of God. And then it said everybody who's driving, immediately take your car and get under an underpass or a bridge. And divine wisdom said, honey, look up there in the direction you're going. The sky's clear up there. It's really bad looking here. You better hightail it toward clear skies. And plan B was to keep my eye on the troubled skies. And if it seemed like I needed to find an underpass, I'd do it then. We got home safe and sound. But that's how we forget that ego of, oh, I've got to do this all by myself. Okay? And I'm going to say something. My daughter Allie turned me on to this TV series, which is on Prime, and it's called The Chosen. And I need to also say that in seminary, Unity was started with a combination of the founders were Christians and New Thought people. And UWM, the big Unity Worldwide organization, thank you, wants us to go back to our Unity roots. And I feel like since I'm in a Unity school, despite resistance, I have now fallen in love with the 6 required Bible classes that I've had to take, and I'm taking advanced manifestation to metaphysics, and they're using Jesus as the way shower. Now, we in Unity don't believe Jesus came down to save us unworthy sinners from our sin. Jesus came down as a human who was in touch with God the divine to show us how we can live that life, taking a human journey connected with the divine. So when people ask me if I'm a Christian, I say, yes, I'm a lot of other things. I love Kuan Yin. I've studied Native American spirituality. I've studied the Celtic Druids. Lots of things I love. And right now, it's my job. I'm kind of into Jesus. So I hope I don't offend anybody. Because I, like many of us, have been wounded by traditional Christianity. So in this movie, Jesus did not rush about to do things. How Jesus performed his miracles of healing loaves and fishes, he would just go deep inside and get in touch with what he called God the Father. Now we've evolved. And you can call it anything you want. You can call it divine spirit, divine abundance, quantum field, the universe, the Akashic field, whatever you want to call it, it's okay. I call it God. So the point is that Jesus did not go out and work to do these miracles. He sat quietly, he contacted the divine, and bingo, loaves and fishes, water to wine, healing people. So we need to relax. That's where we need to go to get around that first blind spot. He didn't take no 7 steps to success courses. Our second blind spot is that money and material things are wealth. So the falsity in that is that these are symbols of wealth. And if we worship those, if we think that's wealth, we're disobeying that commandment to put no other gods before me. And we can say the same of other symbols of abundance, fame, or, oh, I'll be okay when I get the love of my life, or whatever. The symptoms are we judge success or failure by the amount that's in our bank account, or we give up our authentic self for fame or fortune or money, prosperity. I'll take this job. I know it's against my ethics, but I need the money. Or we will not be totally truthful. We will be vague or obfuscate or skirt around speaking our truth, or we'll allow ourselves to be disrespected. I haven't watched this, but I see on TV the ads for the Playboy bunnies, how they allowed themselves to be disrespected to be on the front page of Playboy. So real wealth, the healing of this is to remember that real wealth is invisible and infinite and within me and within each one of you. And that it is how we are in this life. It is how we experience love and joy and freedom. That's real wealth. Decades ago, I was a single mom. My first husband left when my daughter was one. And I kept looking for a partner. I kept thinking, I want a father for her, and I want a partner, and blah, blah, blah. She got to be about 13 years old, and I thought, wait, she's almost grown. She's going to be going away to college soon. We're doing just fine. We're fine. Well, guess what? Within the next year, I met my late husband, Bill, and we had a great marriage. Because I had to find that wholeness inside myself. And it was God's wisdom saying, you got enough, girl. The third blind spot is that even in limited conditions, that we believe that we have to believe to receive. Now, Unity third principle does say our thoughts and beliefs determine the quality of our life. So I'm giving you a little bit of an advanced workbook today. So that even if we feel limited, in addition to God inside here, that maybe we feel like we're limited, but God's outside everywhere. And that despite limiting beliefs, we can still go forward with our abundance. The symptoms of this belief are waiting. We have a deep desire to do something in our heart, and we keep getting nudged by the divine to manifest this abundance. And we say, well, I'm not ready yet. I don't feel ready. Or I'm afraid, or I need to do more research. I need to know all the facts before I start, all the possible consequences. We defer compliments. Why do we do this? Because if we really took them, we'd have to take in that we're powerful and strong and capable of manifesting our abundance. And the other one that I want to talk about, the other symptom, is jealousy. And I want to remind us to be very gentle with ourselves when we feel jealous, because do you know what jealousy is? The person we're jealous of is mirroring something that we desire for ourselves. So we use that jealousy as an invitation to manifest that abundance, okay? So the healing of this is to ask in order to receive. We have to act in order to manifest. Decades ago, I was in a year-long clinical hypnotherapy study program with a national guy, a therapist. And so at some point, they said, okay, he said, I'd like to demonstrate some of this. Who would volunteer? And several people did. So it got to be my turn, and I sat down. I was a working single mom. I really want a house of my own. I really need our own house. He looks at me and he says, well, go do it. No hypnosis, no. And I did, with a shame like that. No, I wasn't so ashamed. I was just kind of hit in the eye. So the answer to this is to do it. If it keeps nudging us and it feels right, regardless of our feelings and belief, act. Start one step. Act as if. Yes, I am as if, because when we do that, we build new neuronal pathways in our brains that override those old beliefs. We only have to practice about 100,000 times, but it's not too late to start. And to remember that life is on a need-to-know basis. Thinking that we need every little detail before we go is only our resistance. I go back again to that movie series, The Chosen. You know, it shows a scene where Simon Peter and Andrew, they've been out fishing all night, and if they don't have a big catch, they can't pay their taxes, and the Romans are going to sell their houses, sell their boats, they're going to lose everything. They've caught nothing. They're in deep despair. Jesus comes along and says, cast your nets one more time. And with some doubt, we've been fishing all night. They do it. and the boat's flowing over. In the movie, in the series, they have to jump out of the boat because it's full of fish and it saves everything. But then Jesus says, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Now, did they say, what does that mean? Could we have a contract? What are we going to be doing? You know, they just looked into those loving eyes and said, okay. And then it shows as they go along, because Jesus doesn't tell them he's going to be crucified. What are we doing here? We didn't know we'd be out in the wilderness camping out. We never learned how to make a tent. Now we're learning how to make a tent, and there's snakes out here, and, you know, we're eating berries in the wilderness. No, it was on a need-to-know basis. And Matthew says, ask and you shall receive. Why? Because God, the quantum source, the quantum field, life, the divine, is actively seeking to find sources of expression of the divine through us. And if you want to take it more personally, which is, anyway, it's a little bit of a politically incorrect stance right now, but it's mine and others too. Eric Butterworth said, God's greatest joy is to give us that for which we ask. God's greatest joy. So just ask. God loves to give to us. The fourth blind spot is that when conditions contract, we have to contract ourselves. And the symptoms are constricted bank account leads to constrictive actions, or when we hit the wall with a creative project, we just give up instead of seeing it as a challenge for more creativity, or we think that challenges are bad things. The cure for that is stretching beyond our comfort zone and looking for opportunities for growth and hang on to our big vision. That's where we are as UCP right now, huh? And guess what has happened? Individually, each of us, and as a community, we've asked ourselves how we need to grow and stretch and meet our current situation, and we're doing it. Sustainers have upped their donations. Some people have doubled their giving amount, and it's a great shake-up and wake-up time. And remember that God and the God in us is bigger than any problem. Eric Rydell in the book tells a story about how when financial times got bad, he started to decrease his charitable amounts, and something felt wrong about that. He said, no, I'm going to double them, and then I'm going to get busy creating ways I can expand my business. Well, at the end of the hard time, his income had doubled, and he had given lots to charity. So these are the times that we need to stretch ourselves. It does not help. Okay, so that's blind spot number 4. And blind spot number 5, this was a big one for me. Money and wealth aren't spiritual. How many times did you hear that verse, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven? When I heard that as a little girl and my daddy said it on the way home from church, I thought, is my daddy going to hell? I mean, we weren't rich, but I thought, how poor do you have to be before you can go to heaven, you know? I was worried for my daddy. And what we know metaphysically when we interpret that was when this rich young man came to Jesus and said, can I get into heaven? What Jesus was speaking to was his personality that was focused on his fortune on earth and not on his spiritual life. Or how about that saying, money is the root of all evil? Remember that one? Well, that was an incomplete statement. The real statement is the attachment to money is the root of all evil. Now, some things have been created by some greedy people. I think the railroads, the people who got rich, getting the railroads laid out west and exploiting lots of poor workers, etc. But you know what? Grace and love find ways to serve the world despite how these things have been created. For example, escaped slaves now could take the railroads to the western states where slavery or coming after the slaves was prohibited. And then religion has played a big role in this. When I was a little girl, well, there's a long history of sacrifice, suffering, and deprivation are our only means to salvation. When I was a little girl, I was about 7 years old, and we were having pork chops for dinner, and I was looking at that pork chop. I was drooling. We said the blessing, and my nanny and granddaddy unexpectedly dropped by right at that moment. Now, I didn't like my nanny very much because she didn't like children very much, and I have a great deal of compassion for understanding that now. But as a 7-year-old, I didn't like her very much. And my mother says, "Patty, cut your pork chop in half and give it to Nanny." What? And I thought, and I railed a little, and she reeled back, and I did it. And I thought, if this is sacrifice, I'm never going to be a good person. Do you know what the real meaning of the word sacrifice is? It comes from the Latin sacrificere, to render sacred. So it's to lift something up, to make it sacred. So how will I render myself sacred? I hope to render myself sacred in giving this message. How do you hope to render yourself sacred in our community with your personal abundance and the abundance that you share here with Time, Action, and Treasure, which raises the consciousness of the whole world? So how will you do that? The symptoms are we feel guilty when we charge for the worth of our service. Or we treat money badly. We crumple it up. We don't keep it neat and clean. There's lots of symptoms, but those are the two that come to mind. The healing is to remember that real wealth is invisible, infinite, and within me and within you. John 10:10, Jesus says, "I came that you may have life more abundant." Now, does that sound like somebody that thinks money is not spiritual? That means an abundance of prosperity and financial, an abundance of friends and good relationships, an abundance of health, whatever it is that we want. And to remember that money is an expression of divine energy consciousness. And whenever we earn it and grow it and consciously circulate it, including here, individually in ourselves, in our community, and it spreads to the world and helps raise the consciousness of the whole world. And it's also important to remember that people pay us not by what they think we're worth, but what we think we're worth. Just remember that. And that it doesn't help anything to stay small. With our money, with our treasures, with our abundance of everything. So in closing, I know we all know this quote by Marianne Williamson, but it seems so perfect to read it. Our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within each of us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. It's how we help the world. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So the band is now going to play the gratitude song, and remembering from your meditation with Maria what you wanted to manifest more of. Mine is time spaciousness. If you want to get up and move and get that in your body, and also dance to celebrate, because when we ask for these things in the no space, no time of the quantum energy field or divine source, it has already happened, so you can dance and celebrate as if because it's already here. Thank you.
Yeah, there's two sections to this song, and you'll catch on, but for sure, the second section, it's just, I am so grateful, and so hopefully we'll sing it all together, and I don't know about, like, jumping and hopping dancing, but if you feel like moving, please do. I'll be moving. Gratitude before me, and gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I am so grateful. 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 And gratitude before me, and gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, and gratitude above me, and gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I am so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, and gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, and gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, and gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I am so grateful. 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 I am so grateful.
Oh, thank you. What a perfect end to a wonderful Sunday talk. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Bright Matter. Did anyone else just feel that? I found myself looking outside and just thinking, oh, I am so grateful. It's beautiful. And what a lovely energy we have in our sanctuary, too. Pat, thank you for your talk today. You bring so much wisdom and heart. We appreciate you. Right, so this is the time where we get to, as Derek Rydell says, turn our love energy into physical energy. So if you feel moved at all by being in service today, would like to support this community in not just our Sunday service, but all the events that we host and run during the weeks, as being part of this community, I invite you to either, if you are already a conscious sustainer, meaning you've signed up online and you make automatic payment, or you pay consistently. Otherwise, if you want to place a check or cash in here, there's also online ways to pay on your order of service. There's a QR code. You can go on our website, all different ways. But I invite you now to maybe hold your donation, your gift, to your heart or in your hands, and know that this is way more than just money. This is love, energy in expression. And the more love I infuse into this expression, the more I get out of it myself, because what we give comes back to us. That's the law. And so on behalf of Unity Center of Peace, I say thank you. And if you'll join me, we have a blessing of the gifts at the bottom of the beige page. So we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
Happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much love I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much good I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much grace I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled.
So if you will, direct your energy toward all the abundance, the manifest abundance that is here. And we say, thank you. Thank you, God, for expressing yourself through us in this abundance. Thank you for how it spreads. It gives back to us. It gives back to our community. And in that, we give back to this world, raising the consciousness everywhere. And we know for all this, we are so grateful, and so it is. Amen. So I want to say welcome to our newcomers. If you're a newcomer here and this is your first time, if you would be so bold to abundantly raise your hands. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. If you, our ushers are going to give you out a piece of paper to fill out, and if you will fill that out, you get a gift. So we want to say welcome. And to those of you who are online, we also want to welcome you. It won't be too long before we can manifest our gifts on the other side. We aren't there right now. So we hope you'll say hello to us, and Debbie will be sending you back a welcome. Okay, so let's see. What do we have now? We have one more special music.
Right.
In fact, the answer.
The answer, right?
You've all been waiting for.
It's such a simple word, right? Because when you feel afraid, love one another. When you've lost your way, love one another. When you're all alone, love one another. When you're far from home, love one another. When you're down and out, love one another. When your hope runs out, love one another. And when you need a friend, love one another. And that happens to be the answer. Love is the answer. Name your price, a ticket to paradise. I can't stay here anymore. I've looked high and low, I've been from shore to shore to shore. If there's a shortcut, I'd have found it. But there's no easy way around it. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Who knows why someday we all must die? We're all homeless boys and girls, and we are never hurt. It's such a lonely, lonely, lonely world. People turn their heads and walk on by. Tell me, is it worth just another try? Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. Let it shine, shine on us all. Set us free. Love is the answer. Tell me, are we alive or just a dying planet? What are the chances? Ask the man in your heart for the answer. And when you feel afraid, love one another. When you lost your way, love one another. When you're all alone,
Love one another.
when you're far from home,
Love one another.
and when you're down and out,
Love one another.
when your hope runs out, love one another. When you need a friend,
Love one another.
when you're near the end, love. We got to love. We got to love one another. Light of the world, you got to shine on me.
Love is the
On me, yeah,
answer.
yeah, yeah. Shine on us all, set us free. Love is the answer. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. The only answer is love. The world, set us free. Love is the answer.
Thank you, Blind Matter. Love is the answer. Love that. That's the answer. Yeah. All right. So, lots going on at UCP. I don't know if anyone who comes regularly noticed the state of our front lawn and parking lot this morning, but you may have walked in and thought, this place looks pretty good. And that's because yesterday, Debbie Hall led a group of us, including Chris Eagle, Brad, myself, Carmelo, and Sharon. If I say your name, raise your hand, would you, please? Michael Newton, who is upstairs with our kids today. Kellen. Stephanie. Chris Eagle, not here. And Cheryl, not here. Anyway, we gathered, we worked, we sweat, we laughed, we swore a little, we ate pizza, and it was really fun. And so what I would encourage all of you, we all do what we can. Somebody had a bad back. They got put on a job that didn't require back work. Next time there's a work day, join us. It's really fun. It's lovely. And one of the benefits is there was also ice cream that didn't get eaten because we ate too much pizza. So today at our Sacred Cafe, which we hope you'll join us for outside, it will be ice cream bars. So look for that. Yeah. Right. UCP Social Committee is inviting all of us to Wind Down Wednesday in Southern Village this coming Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. You can you can contact Mel Caron for more detail. She leads our social committee. Her contact info is on the back of your bulletin there, and you can also see more information on our website. There's food and wine from La Vita Dolce Patio restaurant, and also there's live music by the Americana Band on the green. We also have this coming Thursday evening, Drumming for Wellness by Cindy Jones, from 7 to 8 p.m. in the sanctuary. If anyone wants to drum out some energy and just enjoy community there. $10 suggested love donation, and again, more info on the website. Our very own Reverend Victoria, who is at the beach this week getting ready for her love feast, Lakeside Shrimp on the Barbie, at her home on Saturday, the 26th of August. And so there's 2 spots left if anyone is interested. Back table has a sign-up sheet, or there is, and there's also a QR code where you can register, or just go on the website. Our beautiful Lorraine Lewis is offering our 3-minute miracle today. This is an opportunity for any of us who are still holding one of our human situations in our hearts to pray with a really heart-centered, beautiful prayer partner who helps us see, she continually, I know there's all of leadership at UCP looks to Lorraine for heart answers when needed. So enjoy that if you do participate at the end of the hall on the left. And lastly, I'd like to just bring awareness here to these beautiful angels. Our very own Irena is our flower angel of angels who is coordinating our fresh flower program. And this week, our very own Jamie has brought these beautiful flowers as a gift to our community. So Jamie, thank you very much. They're beautiful. Our book study is carrying on today, the Abundance Project with me. We've got a smaller group this week because people are on vacation, but if anyone is feeling called to dig deeper into the second chapter of the Abundance Project, looking at these blind spots that Reverend Pratt so beautifully illustrated with her own experiences and a terrific summary of what goes on in this book. Anyway, feel free to join us. We're going to be meeting here in the sanctuary at 12:35. We're going to just create a little circle here, and anyone is welcome, even if you haven't read the second chapter. We're going to dig deep. Yeah, that's right, if you haven't come to the first one, exactly. And so there will be no deeper dive discussion today, and don't forget to pick up your UCP t-shirt in the office on your way out. They're on a table there. Debbie would be happy to sell you them. And a few people yesterday wore these t-shirts, and I have to tell you, people stopped, and it's like trail users stopped. I spoke to 3 people, and a bunch of us did. What are you guys doing? What goes on in there? And those t-shirts make it's fun, it's sort of that team spirit. So think about that. It's a lovely, again, a fundraiser for this community. So, and with that, it's time to welcome in our children who are looking through the door. If you join us.
I am the radiant life of God. I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, beam of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am.
So the regularly scheduled teacher is on holidays at the moment, so I'm just standing in for Shannon. And he's going to be continuing to talk about the 12 powers with the children. But to set that up, we talk today about what is your body and what is your spirit and what is your mind, the differences between them. So the children, we talked about that, and they drew depictions on paper so that in coming weeks they can locate those powers in those different places. And we had a lot of fun. I have to say I laughed more than usual this morning. And we played a game of Jenga, which is a very good challenge. And we met a new person, Eva, which was almost confusing because we have Eva and Avison today, and then our usual Aspen as well. So let's bless the children.
Blessing is on the back of this sheet here. And so we say, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you just the way you are, and we behold the Christ in you. Mwah! Wonderful. If you kids want to go and join your moms or dads or people, thank you very much to Michael and Olivia. Olivia's my baby, and she got out of bed really early today to get here, so thanks, Liv. Yeah. All right, so we're going to close our service today with our prayer of protection, also on this buff sheet. So, taking a breath, and we say together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me be with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let